welcome back. Thanks for joining us again. This is Tony here with Total Health Talks, where we approach health from a holistic standpoint. We don't believe in health being just one piece, as we say every week. So you got to be looking at your physical health, your mental health, your psychological health, spiritual health, your community health, and different things like that, right? It all takes a part of that picture. It all has to come together to make that picture whole. All right. So here's what we're going to do today. I've got somebody here for you today. That again, I don't know where I keep getting these. Well, I know where I keep getting these guests. I'm finding them in the Things to Do in Kentucky group, just to be honest. But this individual is it's phenomenal, just right out the gate, phenomenal. She's a performance artist. She's a teacher. She's a author, also a pet lover. And I'm a fan of people who have dogs and things like that. Also a pet lover, has a long storied a community activism type of giving back type of thing. You constantly see her moving. You constantly see her doing things. We're gonna go ahead, and I'm gonna shut up, and I'm gonna go ahead and bring her in, because listen, I can talk all day long, but it would not be more impressive than bringing her on right now. So, without further ado, here is Zainah.
Hi, everybody. How y'all doing?
Hey, Zainah, listen, thank you for taking the time. I know your schedule's busy, and I hope I didn't butcher the introduction too much. But I've seen all of the things that you're doing, and I've seen just part of the research and getting ready for this actual podcast. But then also just seeing you out there and the Things to Do in Kentucky group, the classes and different things that you offer, and the work you've been doing has been phenomenal as far as working with people. But I want to get straight to the thing that I saw you doing that really captured my eye, and I was like, wow, I didn't even think about this, but that is really strong for health. And it's the dancing, the
Yeah.
dancing. So what got you into dancing? How did this take us through how you came to be the phenomenal dancer and teacher that you are?
Okay. Thank you so much for the compliments. I started with the ballroom dancing, and then one day, one of the friends that I had from ballroom asked me to go and take a belly dance class. And I actually had no idea what it is, but I didn't want her to go by herself. She was nervous. So we went together, and it captured my heart. And I had to sign up the same day. I signed up for weekly classes and went from there. And then I explored the history and learned and took different workshops with different teachers. Um, for about a year, I lived in Lexington and learned from my teachers over there. So I have a lot of knowledge about different styles of belly dance, which comes from Egypt originally, and then now it's popular all over the world. Within Egypt, there is many different styles of belly dance. There is folkloric, there is classical belly dance. Um,
Wow.
Learning never stops. I'm still
So,
taking like
so
classes and lectures.
let me stop you here real quick then, because so from my understanding, I've always thought, and this is my limited understanding. Let me lead with that. I never thought that there was that much. There were that many styles of belly dancing, and because I didn't know anything about it. But you're saying that there's actual history behind how it came about and what's the significance of it. Can you elaborate a little bit more on it? As far as how it came about, or what is the significance of belly dancing?
So there lately there is many different versions of how it came about. So I am not going to definitively say it came from like the for the health benefit or the women were dancing for each other. It's one of the one of the theories. We don't really know. Um,
Okay.
but it's traditionally danced in Egypt at weddings, at parties, the different styles, even in clubs, like in popular nightclubs. The style that they dance to is called shabi, which is a popular word, or Arabic word for popular. So, and
Okay.
then the classical belly dance called the raqs sharki, which has a lot of like moves that are borrowed from ballet, so ballet influence in the classical belly dance, and then there is more earthy belly dance called ballady, which is like professionally trained, just regular folks, and the moves are more earthy too. So there is also
Okay.
Saidi dance from Upper Egypt, or also called Raqs Asaya. Raqs means dance, Asaya means a cane. So you dance with a cane.
So
And
there's a lot, there's a whole lot more to it.
there is a
Than
lot.
what we actually, so you can actually, a person can actually delve into this and go just in many different directions with
Yes,
respect to it,
definitely.
is what I'm hearing.
Yes. And then
So
different countries, like Turkey has their own style of belly dance. There is more hip movements involved. And there is a Greek belly dance. There's like, I don't know, more jumps, I would say. I haven't really, perfected that style. I'm more on
okay.
the Egyptian side of things, but there are different countries that have their own styles of belly dance.
So now you've been doing this and you've been teaching this. And if I haven't mentioned it yet, you actually teach this. You do beginner classes for this. And just listening to you with the knowledge base that you have, I'm sure that's phenomenal. We're gonna have to get out there one day and check it out. Maybe we'll do a podcast or a stream from there. But so what are some of the benefits for individuals? Because like right now we're in a 30-day challenge for January where we had Dr. Patton on the podcast previously, and he's got people out doing some activity every day for 30 days. And I know there's a physical component, but what are some of the other benefits that people end up getting from belly dancing or from attending a course like this?
One of my students was recently in a car wreck and she hurt her hip. And she's telling me that moving, belly dancing in the way moving her hip is really helping her with
Wow.
the pain and just improving overall her movements. She's I guess it's been about 6 months since she had the car wreck. So there is that benefit. And there's also mental benefit. You're dancing and it makes you feel happy. You produce adrenaline, endorphins. I know somebody on TikTok is doing a challenge. They're dancing every day for a minute for their mental health. And they've been doing it
Wow.
for, I think it's like 430 something days, so, and it must be working if they keep on doing it. So I do believe that it brings up, your improves your mood basically. So, but
Well,
like with any exercise, like with going to the gym, you also, the
yeah.
more you move, the better you feel mentally.
Well,
So
we're real proponents of mental health. And so to hear that is good. And it sounds like it actually has some therapeutic effects too. I would just say to people out there who are thinking that, hey, they may have some therapy type of things. If it's physical things, make sure you consult with your primary care physician or your doctor, to make sure that it's something that you can do. But as you were saying that, and I'm thinking, having taken care of patients who had surgeries and things like that, range of motion is always something that is pushed for an individual so that they don't lose that motion. And I was like, wow, this fits right into that actual space. This fits right in there. So I think that's something good. So now you teach these classes. Let's say, well, before we get to that, let me ask this. So, who ideally is the ideal student for these types of classes? What's the age range? Who's the ideal person that's ideal for these classes?
I would say somebody who is from like 17 to, as long as you have the mobility to move around, you know, um, without pain, like going up the stairs, because my class is up the stairs. So I think anybody can do it, even if you're 70 years old. I mean, I will adjust some of the movements and say, if this is a little bit more advanced, this is what you can do instead. I try to work with people.
Okay,
So I think
okay.
as long as you're healthy enough to go to the gym, you're healthy enough to do belly dance.
I like that. I like that. I think that pretty much drives it right home. So let's just say. So now is it primarily women in the class?
It is primarily women, but I have my doors open for anybody, and I
Okay.
advertise this way too. I had a lot of people reach out to me on Instagram, man, who ask, "Is that okay if I come to class?" And I always say, "Sure, you're welcome."
Okay.
There's no gender limits or
Okay.
you know.
All right. So let's say a person decides, hey, I've seen the class online. I've seen it in the things to do in Kentucky group. I want to go and check it out. You've got a class. They see what is posted. Because listen, you're very diligent for posting your classes, and I thank you for that. So they say they want to come. They come to a class. They get there. What can they expect? Is it they've never been there before, but they said, hey, I want to get out the house. I want to be there. What can they expect when they come to a class? What's that? Talk us through what that experience is like for
So they would sign in. They would pay me $12, and then I have hip scarves for them to borrow. They're like just coin hip scarves. It's a traditionally worn for like it's a training tool for belly dancers, really. So, and I have them with me every week, and then we will warm up, warm up our bodies, make sure that we don't go straight to the exercise, but like do some stretches, do some movements. And from there on, I show basic belly dance moves and we practice them. And then I put them together to the music. It's mostly beginner choreographies. I feel everybody has different approach, but I feel it's easier to learn this way. You might just come to class and have fun and leave, but some people want to practice, want to continue, and then they have a chance to perform at the end of the month or,
them?
within a couple of months.
Okay, I like that. I like the being able to perform at the end. It kind of gives you the idea of, listen, I did this work. Now I want somebody to see this work that I've done. And I would think for couples, and I'm just going to say, listen, first off, $12. Listen, I can't have fun anywhere in the city for $12. So I'm loving that, and but for couples and different things that are out there, I think this is something that is good not only for the individuals who are going, but maybe for couples as far as who are trying to reconnect with each other. And when we start talking about the emotional health, we start talking about the family health and the community health type thing, as far as individuals bonding back with each other. This is one of those type of activities where we're saying nowadays, hey, there's nothing to do. I beg to differ. I beg to differ. I think we found something to do right here, and we found something that's more family focused, family centered, or can be individual centered for an individual's self esteem, and then also help them. So I like what you're doing. I really like this. Um, so where can people get some information, right? To attend the class. Now I know they can go to our things to do in Kentucky Facebook group, but not everybody's got Facebook. They may have other social stuff. So where can they find more information out about your classes and how to actually attend them?
So I have a website called zainahdance502.art, and my schedule and events are listed on there, and other pictures and videos, and in like you can reach out to me through the website.
Okay. Okay. So now, and I'm gonna ask because I know February is coming up, and so I know there's the whole Valentine's Day thing coming up. Is there any what events do you have? What's on the calendar? What can people look forward to so they can go ahead and see this video and say, hey, I'm gonna go ahead and start trying to plan something in advance. Do
So
you have something coming up that
I
we want to let
do.
people know about?
I'm in the process of having a big event on February 4th. It's going to be a Valentine's Day themed event. It's called Cupid's Shimmy Soiree Belly Dance Event for All Hearts. And it's inside the Whirling Tiger on Story Avenue. And the show will start at 7 p.m. I have dancers coming in from Ohio, Lima, Ohio, French Lick, Indiana, and Lexington, Kentucky. And I have a
Wow.
musician coming in, so we'll have live music besides canned music, we'll have live music also, which is really cool to dance to live music.
So this is going to be a big production. Then this is going to be something huge. I like that. I tell you, I've been to
Working
all of
on
those
yeah.
places you just named, actually. Which surprised me because yes, I've been to even Lima, Ohio.
Oh
but
wow.
but yeah, so this is going to be something big. Again, I've seen your schedule. I know you do different bookings and things like that. I think the therapeutic piece of this, the health piece of this, is important. I think this is how we bring it all back. I do want to take the time to thank you for taking time out your schedule to be able to appear here today. I know we kind of put it together off the fly and off the cuff, but I said when we started shooting you were one of the people that I wanted to make sure that we got. And knowing that we're coming up on this holiday time, I was like, we need to get her as fast as possible because I've seen her schedule. She's constantly
Oh,
doing classes and things like that.
so
And we better
much.
get in advance. So, again, I want to thank you for coming by. Um, you've given them all your socials on how to find you. I think what you're doing is great. I think what you're doing is beautiful. I think what you're doing is really well centered. And I want to thank you for being a part of the podcast today.
Thank you so much. May I say something else real quick?
Of course, I always open that door up at the end. So the floor
Okay.
is yours.
So last year I led an event was called Shimmy Mob. It's worldwide event where belly dancers in each city um, um, put groups together and then they do a flash mob um, and collect money to benefit a shelter or a women's organization in that city. Last year we did the women and families here in Louisville and collected money for them. This year, I am not leading the group, but shimmymob.com. Check it out. When you sign up, you get pre-recorded tutorials of a choreography and a T-shirt, and you get to perform in May. I forget what day in May, but you get to perform with all the dancers around the world on the same day, wearing the same color T-shirt, collecting money for a charity. It's a great cause, and I just wanted to mention it.
Wow, wow. Listen, see, this was why I know. This is why I knew you were the perfect person for the show.
Thank you so much.
So yeah, and even though you're not going to be there, still, if you were watching this, go ahead and check it out and see how you can participate in things like that to help back out. Again, I want to thank you for stopping by. I want to thank you for coming in. I look forward to seeing more of your events, and you never know, we may pop up at one of them. More than likely, we're bringing cameras, though. We'll definitely have to clear that. We don't just pop up in places with cameras. But we will be definitely getting out there and checking things out. So, again, thank you for being on. Now, uh, for what I want to do is thank you guys for checking this show out. If you like the show, you like the content, we're all talking about health, we're talking about total health. Make sure you're letting people know about it, right? If you've got content or if you've got some total health way that you're saying, hey, this is a part of total health as well, feel free to reach out. Because, like I always tell you, I ain't hard to find. I'm gonna keep it real with you. Hugh Vine Wellness and Spa. I don't get into the spa a lot. I'm just a man's man, and that ain't what I do. Not saying that there's nothing wrong with men who do go there, because listen, beautification is a beautiful thing. It's all part of health and it's all part of wellness. But I will tell you this: this soap here, this black soap. Listen, it's that charcoal soap, is what it is. Bing, you got it. I want to make sure you got it all in there. Phenomenal. When I tell you, when I tell you, using this soap, I actually felt so much better. My skin felt so good. Their slogan is skin that you'll want to show off. And believe me, it is skin that you want to show off.